Hello everyone, how are you? This is Kay. So welcome back to my another live stream today on my YouTube channel. So today is 6th of August on Sunday. So I will be doing the Sunday's weekly forecast. So today I will be covering the Forex pairs on my watch list. I have 21 pairs on my watch list. I will cover them first. And then also I will cover gold and WTI and indices and Bitcoin and also the news for this week. So please stick to the topics, and I hope you check charts based on my analysis as you keep on screening charts and taking trades. So before I jump in, let me say hi to everyone until I may see more new joiners. Okay. Alright, so again, good to see you. Hello Tony Gold, thank you for joining. Good to see you here. And Reza, good to see you too. Thank you very much for joining. Alright, and Gan, good to see you also. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, he says there is not any swing trade strategy video in KTS channel by Ichimoku Cloud. You please make one video on it. Sure, I will be making some more videos about my strategy. But if you learn more, then you're always welcome to join KTS Academy. Here I have more private videos and private live streams and more dips of my strategy. Okay, Principal, thank you for joining. Good to see you. Alright, and Costa, good to see you too. Thank you very much for joining. Alright, Kevin and Rosen, good to see you. Yep, I am enjoying my Sunday. Yes, I am enjoying my Sunday. Yesterday was big surprise. In Dubai, there was a heavy rain in the afternoon. So I happened to be outside and I was at one of the malls, and when I was about to leave the mall, I saw the heavy rain, but I had an appointment, so I drove anyways on highway, and there were some big ponds in the middle of the highway, and that was really dangerous and surprising at the same time. So whoever lives in Dubai right now, I think that was a big surprise. But today it's a bit cloudy, but good day for myself. Alright, Didier, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Oli, good to see you too. Oh, thank you very much for encouraging the like button. So please press the like button before you leave. That would be great. Alright, Nadim and Bassam, good to see you. Lady Crypto, good to see you too. Oli, thank you very much for the comment. Yeah, I hope you have been enjoying the video series on my YouTube between BNF and CIS. Yesterday was a part 3, and that completes the whole series this time. But whenever I find some more interesting information about them or some other Japanese traders who are successful, I will continue to make videos. So please look forward to it. But yeah, I'm glad that you have been waiting for these video series. Okay, Martin says, do you have Discord or Telegram? Yes, I do. I have Discord among my communities. So you can click on the below description, and you will know what communities I'm running so far. Okay, IFFX, good to see you. SP Top, Josh, good to see you also. Thank you very much. You always look smart. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, good to see you. Alright, Vic, Renato, good to see you also. Thank you very much from Korea. Incheon, good to see you. Oh, I miss Korea very much. When I was in Japan, I used to visit Korea many times because it's very close. Only 1.5 hour flight. So I miss food, I miss everything in Korea. I hope I visit one day. One day soon, I mean. All right, Levinas, good to see you. Yes, WTI I will cover. Yes, Nora, good to see you. Nadim, thank you very much for those interesting emojis. Good to see you. All right, Duke and Seja, good to see you. Okay, Nadim, Sandy, good to see you. Okay, so now let me start. Let me start because I think looks like everybody's here already. So let me pop up the trading view, and as Sunday's weekly forecast, I will cover the Forex pairs first based on the weekly time frame. So, oh, and this is actually the new month. So let me also check the monthly time frame too. So let me split the window to 2, and on the left I put the monthly, on the right I show the weekly time frame. So let's check what has been happening and what may be happening among the markets from here. So first, Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD first. In terms of the monthly time frame, the market is in between Kijun-sen Kumo, and so far in the month of August has been doji, and the month of July had a long wick pointing up like this. So that means the resistance is really strong. So so far in terms of the weekly time frame, it's bullish. So I continue to look for some more buying opportunities as I put my arrow up like this way. And Kumo has been bullish. Kijun-sen flat, but Tenkan-sen is up. Chikou span above the candles. Chikou span I think is now touching the wick of the candlestick, but it may be supported and goes bullish. So weekly shows bullish, and monthly shows its range. So in this case, I choose weekly to follow bullish. Weekly or even lower time frames like a daily or 4 hour as usual to follow bullish trend. And also if you check the candlestick last week, this is called the pin bar, where you see the very small body and long wick on one side. So this type of candlestick is called pin bar, and once next week the market closes above the pin bar, then this is one of the reverse confirmations. So the market may be bullish. So, and also looks like the market has been supported by the Tenkan-sen, the blue Tenkan-sen on the weekly time frame. So to me, this is bullish. So I continue to look for buying opportunities on Euro USD. Usually among the Forex markets, in the monthly time frame, it's range like this. But sometimes you see the market has been supported or resisted by either Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, or Chikou span may be supported or resisted by the candles. So once you see that on the monthly chart, then you can plan also in lower time frames. So next one is the Euro AUD. Euro AUD on the monthly chart is range as usual among the Forex markets on my watch list. So we can't really tell how the candlestick will close. But one thing that we can see here is that the, hold on, let me just cancel these drawings. You can also look at the candlestick patterns, as you may have already seen the Sakata Goho lectures on my YouTube. So I have also posted some part 1 to part 5 of Japanese candlestick patterns, which I usually use. So if you know this information and look at the monthly time frame, then you see that there are pin bar and doji, and now looks like it's been breaking bullish. So in terms of Ichimoku, its range, we can't really tell which way it's going, but in terms of the price action, we know that this is bullish. Right? I hope that makes sense in this part on the monthly chart. And with that in mind, it's bullish. So if you check the weekly time frame, weekly is also bullish. Now Senko span A is bullish, but the whole Kumo looks to be flat still, but we have Kijun Sen angle bullish, Tenkan Sen is also bullish, and Chikou span above the candles. So I can say that the weekly time frame is not bullish, and lower time frames may follow. So most likely this week closes with a bullish bar, so I also look for buying opportunities. So I mark purple on Euro AUD since I see bullish trend from both Ichimoku and the price actions. And the market may be supported by the trend line. So let me draw one here like this. So yeah, there are two touches, and the market may be supported by the trend line and continues bullish too. So overall it's bullish. I continue to look for a new buying opportunities on Euro AUD. Okay, so next is Euro JPY. Euro JPY monthly has been bullish, but for the last 2 months, including this month in August, has been retracing and ranging right now. So, and weekly time frame also shows ranging, but the momentum is still bullish because the price above the Tenkan Sen, and the market has been supported by the Tenkan Sen once and twice. And last week, 2 weeks ago, we had the long wick, which was supported by the Tenkan Sen, blue Tenkan Sen. So in the weekly time frame basis, it's bullish. So, but this is bullish but range. So I think it's better to wait for the breakout of the resistance 157.97 and buy. So that's why I put alert above that level. And once the alert triggers, I come back and look for some new opportunities. So Euro JPY, I wait for the breakout of the resistance, which may happen. And next is the Euro Pound. Euro Pound in both monthly and weekly time frames are range. So in this case, I don't really think too much. I simply skip and probably come back next week. Or in few days, we may see some new opportunities. And next is the Euro CAD. This market is also range in both monthly. Monthly time frame is now within the within the area between Kijun Sen and Kumo, and Chikou span is touching. So that means this is range. And weekly time frame also shows its range. Kumo is flat. Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen dead cross happened before a couple of weeks ago, and then Chikou span is also very close to the candles. So this is range to me. So let me delete my old analysis, and I simply monitor this one, but most likely we won't be able to take any trades. Alright, moving on to Euro Swiss franc. This market is bearish. Bearish in both monthly and weekly time frames. So this week may close with the bearish bar. So we may see some selling opportunities. So from monthly time frame, we have the Kumo bearish, and Kijun Sen is also bearish. Tenkan Sen is flat, but Chikou span below the candles. Hold on, let me redo the scale so that you can see the Chikou span location like this. So Chikou span below the candles, Kumo has been bearish, and Kijun Sen is also bearish. The market has been resisted by the Kijun Sen, and recently Tenkan Sen below Tenkan Sen now, so this is bearish. And weekly time frame also shows that the market Kumo twisted bearish this week, last week, and then Kijun Sen is pointing down, the price is below the Tenkan Sen, and Kijun Sen is also itself is pointing down, and Chikou span below the candles. So this market is bearish. So I mark purple on Euro Swiss franc. This could be one of the best pairs to trade, sell, and make some nice profits. Okay, next is the USDJPY. This market is also range. In terms of monthly, the Kumo is retracing, especially Senko span A is now retracing. So this means that the market is now retracing or range. So most likely the market won't be bullish in the monthly chart. And in terms of the weekly time frame, now Kijun Sen is bullish and Chikou span above candles. So when you see this, you may think that this is bullish and there was N wave. So you may think that the N wave may continue bullish. But you have to also check the Kumo here. The Kumo is not twisted yet bullish. Kumo still a bearish Kumo. So until you see the twist of the Kumo, the market I think most likely consolidates. So that means we may not be able to see any opportunities this week. So we can put USDJPY as a low priority to screen charts this week. And next is the USDCAD. So this market has been completely ranging on both weekly and monthly time frame. Monthly is now above the Kumo, but this Kumo breakout, but this Kumo breakout does not mean anything because it just broke within the range. So there are true Kumo breakout and false Kumo breakout. This is the false Kumo breakout, so don't care. And the Kumo itself has been flat and Kijun Sen is up, Chikou span above candles, but price just it's been too spiky and overall it has been ranging. And weekly time frame shows it's within the Kumo, so we can't really expect which way it's going. So I think I just monitor chart and we may see some other pairs to trade this week. So I don't mark purple on USDCAD. So next is the USD Swiss franc. This market is also bearish on both monthly and the weekly time frames. First, the monthly chart shows that the Kumo twisted, but Kumo is very thin. So this is bearish, but retracement may happen in the short term. And then weekly time frame shows the thicker and bigger Kumo, and the price is below Tenkan Kijun Sen and Chikou span below the candles. And for the last 3 weeks has been retracing, but since this is bearish, I continue to look for a selling opportunity. So yeah, let's continue to monitor to look for some selling opportunities. Okay, so now let me move on to the pound base pairs. So first, pound USD. From the monthly time frame, it's range. Whenever you see the price between Kumo and Kijun Sen, it's range in terms of Ichimoku. In terms of the price actions, there is no significance to it, so we can't really expect which way it's going. And in terms of the weekly time frame, it's bullish. The market has been bullish and it has been supported by the trend line. And the price is now on the Tenkan Sen and the Kumo is bullish. Kijun Sen is flat, but the price above the Kijun Sen and Chikou span above the candles. So we may see the pushback, and this week may close a bullish bar, and in the month of August may be bullish too if it continues bullish this way. So let's continue to monitor, and we may have some new buying opportunities on this one. So next is the pound JPY. Pound JPY is also bullish on the weekly, especially the Kumo is getting thicker and bigger, and Kijun Sen is pointing up, and last week the market was supported by the Tenkan Sen, so and Chikou span above candles, so overall it's bullish. In the short term, it may seem to be tracing, but I continue to look for buying opportunities. But if you don't want to jump in the market right now, then the best scenario to buy is at the time of the breakout of the resistance, 184.042. So you can wait for that breakout and then buy, because once that happens, then in terms of the monthly time frame, in the month of July ended with a pin bar. Again, pin bar means very tiny body and long wick on one side. So if you studied the candlestick patterns, then you know this is the pin bar and inside, engulfing inside. So once these candlestick broke bullish, I think we will see a new uptrend this way. So we can either wait for the breakout of here of 184.04 or enter trade and expect the breakout. In this case, I enter trade and expect the breakout bullish, so that once the breakout happens, it goes really fast towards my direction, which is also my strategy. So I continue to monitor and find the best timing to enter buy. So pound JPY, I mark purple. This could be one of the best pairs this week. So next is the pound CAD. Okay, pound CAD, the price is about to break the Kumo. And if you check the Kumo shape on the monthly time frame, the Kumo is very thin. So when you see the thin Kumo, the market tends to break. That's also nature of Ichimoku. And once the Kumo breakout happens, then Chikou span breakout may happen next. We already have Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, gold cross a couple of months ago. So to me, this is bullish. And then in terms of the weekly time frame, it's also bullish. It's been supported by the trend line. And also the price above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Kumo, and Chikou span above the candles. So we may see a new uptrend. So pound CAD might also be one of the good pairs to trade. So I mark purple on this one too and closely monitor the chart. Okay, next one is pound AUD. Okay, pound AUD, sorry, I have so many drawings, so let me cancel first. So in terms of the monthly time frame, it broke the Kumo, but the Kumo breakout happened within the range. So this Kumo breakout itself does not really mean anything, but more important is the resistance breakout on the monthly time frame. And also for the last 2 months, in the month of July and June, we had the pin bars, and this month, in the month of August, it's about to break bullish. So this is bullish from candlesticks on the monthly chart, and also it's bullish on weekly chart from Ichimoku and the candlesticks. Especially Ichimoku looks very good. I think pound AUD so far looks the best among the other markets because the Kumo thickness is here and Kumo itself is now bullish, and Kijun-sen angle is bullish. Tenkan-sen angle is also bullish because of this breakout last week, and Chikou span above candles. So after the monthly resistance breakout, I think this market is bullish, so I mark purple. Pound AUD looks the best so far. Okay, so next one is the pound Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc, as you can see at a glance, this is range, both monthly and weekly time frames. So don't think too much whenever you see range on both time frames. Then we cannot really expect the direction of the market, or we cannot create the scenarios. So I simply skip and come back next week. Okay, next is the AUD USD. This market is also range. In terms of monthly time frame, this particular situation is called P wave. P wave is where highs are getting lower and lows are getting higher. So the market is within the P wave on the monthly chart, and the theory is to wait for the breakout towards either direction on the P wave. And so far in the month of August has been bearish bar. So with that in mind, if you check the weekly time frame, now this is completely ranging and very spiky. However, weekly time frame also shows that this is P wave because of the monthly analysis. So, and the price locates below Kumo, Chikou span locates below the candles. So this is where the market may break the P wave bearish. So I mark arrow down, and once the P wave break happens, then we may see some new downtrend, and the market may go down to 0.6171. So until the market reaches that level, we can continue to look for selling opportunities. So this is just a side note, but usually I say target is 0.6171. But when I say this, it doesn't mean that I keep holding the market until the price reaches there. It doesn't mean that, but instead, the market may have retrace. Of course, no market keeps going down, keeps going up. In the lower time frames, for sure, there will be retracements along the way down. But until the market reaches 0.6171, I will continue to look for the selling opportunities and never look for buying opportunities. That's what I mean by the target. So once P wave break happens, my target is 0.6171. And I follow the direction during the week based on daily or 4-hour time frames and look for the best timing to take trades. So that's AUD/USD. And next is the AUD/CAD. AUD/CAD seems to be very spiky and choppy. I said that the market may be bearish last week, but looks like it's still consolidating. The price below the Kumo Kijun Sen, Chikou span below candles. So in terms of momentum, it's bearish. Sellers still dominant on the market from Ichimoku viewpoint. And weekly also shows it's bearish. The price is below Tenkan Kijun Sen, and Kumo is bearish, Kijun Sen bearish, Chikou span below candles. So I continue to look for the selling opportunity, and the target is 0.8599, which is the swing low. So next is the AUD/JPY. AUD/JPY is now consolidating near the resistance. The price is above the Tenkan Kijun Sen Kumo, but the Kumo Senko span A is now retracing. So that means in the short term, the market is now retracing. For the last 2 months has been bearish. So, but overall is range. And weekly time frame also shows its range. There's no solid concrete direction on this market. It just keeps up and down within the range. So I simply skip because I have some other better pairs to trade. So next is the AUD Swiss franc. This market has been bearish. So in terms of the weekly, first monthly chart. Monthly chart finally had the Kumo twist this month. So now this is bearish from weekly and monthly time frames both. So weekly also shows Kumo down, Kijun Sen down, Chikou span below candles. So AUD Swiss franc is also one of the best pairs to trade. So I mark purple, and target is now 0.5345. So until the market reaches that level, I continue to look for selling opportunities, or when I sell, I continue to hold as long as the trend continues bearish. So AUD Swiss franc looks also good. And then CAD/JPY, is now consolidating near the resistance, and Senko span A is retracing, so that means the market is now retracing, consolidating, and weekly time frame is now below the Tenkan-sen, below the blue Tenkan-sen, and Kijun-sen flat, so that means the market may retrace to Kijun-sen on the weekly, which is 101.804. So in the short term, this market is bearish. So if you look for trade opportunities, sell may be the right call. And keep looking for the selling opportunities or keep holding until it reaches the weekly Kijun-sen. This is called the Kijun-sen retracement strategy or Kijun-sen Kairi trading. Kairi trading is something I introduced long ago on one of the videos, and also it's a divergence trade, which I also introduced on one of the BNF's strategy. When he was trading between 2000 until 2003, he was also using this kind of Kairi trading based on moving average. But you can also do this by Ichimoku Kijun-sen. Okay, so now next one is the CAD Swiss franc. This market is now bearish. It's about to break the support of 0.6478, and once it breaks, the target is 0.64, the next run number. So let's continue to monitor and wait for the breakout of the support. And finally, Swiss franc JPY. This market is bullish. It's above the Tenkan-sen in both monthly and weekly time frames. And in terms of the weekly time frame candlestick, there are 2 wicks pointing down towards Tenkan-sen, one last week and another one 4 weeks ago, and they are pointing down towards the Tenkan-sen. So that means buyers are strong, and also the market was once supported by the Tenkan-sen here on the week of the 12th in June. So that means this is bullish. So I continue to look for a new buying opportunities. So I mark purple on Swiss franc JPY. But overall, after I analyze all these markets on my watch list, I think there are two best pairs to trade. One of the best pairs is Pound AUD, because again it broke the resistance on the monthly, and weekly is bullish strong. Kumo thickness is very nice. And the second best is AUD Swiss franc. This one is also bearish in both monthly and weekly, and monthly Kumo just twisted. So most likely I continue to focus on these two pairs and continue to monitor chart. So that covered the whole Forex markets on my watch list. So now let me cover gold and WTI. So again, thank you very much for joining everyone. Great to see you again. So here is gold. Okay, gold has been still ranging and very spiky. First, monthly no trends, but now Tenkan-sen is getting closer to the candlestick. So when Tenkan-sen touches the candlestick, then the candlestick may be supported, then goes bullish. But that will be only for the very short term. Maybe within a month or so, the market could be bullish. So that's something we can tell from the monthly time frame. And then with that in mind, if you check the weekly time frame, the market has been supported by the trend line first, and then the price is now above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo, but also Kumo Senko span A is now retracing, so the market is now in the middle of the retracement. So if you want to buy gold, then the best scenario is to wait for the bounce on the trend line, yellow trend line, and when you see the bullish bar, then that could be one of the best timings to buy, and expect the market goes up to that resistance of 2066.14. But if the market breaks the trend line, then never trade, because that will also break the Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen, and Chikou span will also get very close to candles, and we never know which way the market goes after that. So the only possible scenario is to wait for the bounce on the trend line and buy. So that's XAU-USD. And also WTI, US oil. WTI from the monthly perspective, like I mentioned in the month of July, the market broke the monthly inside bar bullish. And then in the month of August, is now bullish. So if the market breaks that resistance level of 83.53, then it may take off bullish. So 83.53 is also of course the resistance on the weekly time frame. But then it may take time for the market to go bullish from weekly perspective because there is a very thick Kumo. So in this case, I just keep my arrow up like this way, but in my mind, the market most likely will be very choppy, and it may go up and down suddenly until the market breaks Kumo bullish. So if you want to trade WTI, then the best of the best scenario is to wait for the Kumo breakout, but it may not happen soon, of course, because of the Kumo thickness. It may happen sometime within this year. So let's continue to monitor and discuss on this one. Okay, so now let me cover index. So first, I will cover Nikkei 225 Japan index. So Japanese index has been very strong in the month of July, and then in the month of June, and July and August is now retracing. So the target was 34,000, and it almost reached there, and then now it's retracing. So in this case also, divergence to Kijun-sen or Tenkan-sen may be happening. So the market may retrace either towards the monthly Tenkan-sen or Kijun-sen or on the weekly Kijun-sen. I think weekly Kijun-sen is the closest. Weekly Kijun-sen is here, 30,201.06, and then Tenkan-sen is down here. Then Kijun-sen is also below Tenkan-sen. So yeah, now the market broke that Tenkan-sen last week, so it may start to retrace. So then let me move on to US indices. So Dow Jones. Yeah, I know some of you trade some US index, so let me analyze on these markets too. In terms of the monthly time frame, now it's bullish because the price above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and there was also the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen gold cross. So this is bullish, and it broke that previous resistance level on the monthly chart. And if you check the weekly time frame, weekly also shows bullish because Tenkan-sen is up, Kumo is up, Chikou span above candles, and it broke that resistance. And then there is also a resistance zone, like I mentioned last week. Here on the monthly time frame, I put the resistance zone. So let me turn the monthly time frame to weekly. So the resistance zone is in between 35,510 and 35,870. And looks like the market was resisted on 35,688. So now it's retracing and it may be down until the trend line or Tenkan-sen, yellow trend line or the blue Tenkan-sen, then could be supported and goes bullish. So when the market breaks the resistance previously, then buyers are dominant. You can also tell from Ichimoku that when the price is above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Kumo, and Chikou span above candles, then you know buyers are dominant. But no market keeps going up. It will be resisted. In this case, it was resisted by the resistance zone on the red line, red box on the resistance zone, and then now it's retracing. So now buyers still dominant, but once the market breaks Tenkan-sen, then sellers become dominant in the short term. And then when the market breaks Kijun-sen, then sellers in the midterm becomes dominant. Both midterm and short term becomes dominant. And once the market breaks Kumo, then the sellers from short to mid to long term are becoming bearish. So that's so far it's bullish. So let's see if the market will be supported by the Tenkan-sen or the trend line and continue bullish or not. So right now may not be the best timing to buy because we never know how far the market may retrace. So now let me check Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq is now bullish. Oh, sorry, not bullish in the monthly chart because there was a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen dead cross happened in the month of September last year, and then after that the market broke the Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen and it has been bullish, but overall still is range. It just up and down through the Kijun-sen, through the green Kijun-sen. So when the market reaches top or somewhere in the middle before the market reaches the top 16,777, it may go down to Kijun-sen. And how far the market may be bullish, we can tell by lower time frames. So if you check the weekly time frame, then you can see that this is bullish. The market is above the blue Tenkan-sen, and also there are resistance area here, resistance level on 15,258.9. Again, 15,258.9 was the previous resistances here. So now last week the market reached that level, so it may be supported, and this week may be bullish. If it becomes bullish this week, then most likely the market breaks that resistance and continues bullish. But if the market breaks that resistance, then it may come down to Tenkan-sen and then bounce and goes up. That's the second scenario. But if the market breaks Tenkan-sen, then that's the start of the retracement. It may go down to the Kijun-sen on the weekly or monthly time frames. So far it's bullish. Let's see if the market will be supported by one of these two levels, either previous resistances or the Tenkan-sen. Okay, so now next one is S&P 500. So this market is now in the bullish mode, still bullish mode, because there was a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen gold cross in the monthly time frame, and Chikou span is technically above the candles. If you check again the this Nasdaq, then there was a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen is still dead crossing, still not gold crossing yet, but S&P 500 gold cross already happened, so that means this market is more bullish. And then from the weekly perspective, it's also bullish. The market was supported by the Tenkan-sen, and last week was bearish, but it may be supported by the Tenkan-sen and continues bullish. But if the market breaks the Tenkan-sen, then it may go down to Kijun-sen or the previous resistance level. But so far it's bullish until it breaks the Tenkan-sen on the weekly time frame. So next one is the Euro stocks. Euro stocks is now range near the resistance. It has been range for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. And let's see if it breaks this week. Yeah, this is all-time high now. So once it breaks, the next targets are the run numbers. So the next run numbers will be 4,500 and 4,600 and on and on. So far, this market is still bullish to me. It may break that resistance anytime soon. And next is the FTSE 100. So this market is now in the range also. Very spiky. Monthly shows the price is above the Kijun-sen and Kumo. So still buyers are dominant. But in the short term, sellers are dominant. And that's why it becomes very spiky. This is usually where the fight between the short term sellers and long-term buyers happen. And there was a P wave, and P wave breakout happened once in the week of the 3rd of July, and then now it's coming back within the P wave. So we can see that how spiky the market is now. So since P wave was invalidated already, I will delete the P wave. But then yeah, so this is completely range. So I think the market continues up and down through the Kijun-sen on the weekly time frame. So next is CAC Krantz. CAC Krantz is also ranging near the resistance, just like Euro stocks. It has been ranging since the week of 17th in April this year, and the buyers are still dominant in the market, so it may break that resistance anytime soon. Okay, so next is German 40. This market is also bullish. Last week was bearish, but overall bullish. So because from the monthly perspective, the Kumo is thick and big, it's bullish. And then Kijun-sen is flat, but Tenkan-sen is up. And Chikou span is now touching. But in this case, in this Kumo and Tenkan-sen situation, Chikou span may be supported by the candles and goes up. So that's bullish on the monthly time frame. And weekly also shows bullish. The Kumo is bullish, getting thicker. And Kijun-sen is up. The market was supported by the Kijun-sen and the Chikou span above candles. So again, last week was bearish, but in the month of August, maybe bullish. And it may break the all-time high, then it may reach 17,000 price. Okay, so now let me cover Nifty chart. So here's Nifty 50. Nifty 50 is now a bit retracing for the last 2 weeks, but overall is bullish. The price above Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen on both monthly and weekly time frames, and Chikou span above candles too. And there was a bullish in the wave on the both monthly and the weekly time frames. So weekly time frame is now retracing for the last 2 weeks, but if you closely check the market a couple weeks ago on the week of 26th of June, it was supported by a Tenkan-sen and went bullish. So this time the market may touch the Tenkan-sen, then maybe bullish again. But once it breaks the Tenkan-sen, then you can't buy anymore. Never look for the buying opportunities because it may retrace down to the Kijun Sen on the weekly or Tenkan Sen on the monthly time frame. But so far it's bullish overall. Still bullish. Okay, next is AU200. So this market is also range near that resistance. But this one is more range than other index. Monthly shows its range and weekly very spiky market. So we can't really tell which way it's going so far. Okay, so finally, let me cover Hansen Index. Hansen is now range on both monthly and the weekly time frames. Monthly is now below the Kijun Sen Kumo, but Senko Span A is now retracing. So the market is now consolidating and retracing. Retracing, but it's range. In terms of the weekly time frame, the prices are within the Kumo and Kumo flat, so we can't really tell which way it's going. So finally, let me cover Bitcoin, BTC USD. Okay, so here is Bitcoin from the monthly chart. No trends, but rather this is bearish. After Kumo breakout, it's a bit bearish. And from the weekly perspective, this one is also now retracing. First, the prices are within the Kumo, and that's why the market can go up or down either direction. And every week, we never know whether the market closes with bullish bar or bearish bar within the Kumo. It happens like this. And so in this case, since we don't have any clues from the Ichimoku, we can also check the candlesticks. So in terms of the candlestick pattern, then in the week of the 10th of July, there was a pin bar. And pin bar breakout bearish 2 weeks ago on the week of the 24th of July. And last week is bearish. So since the 10th of July, we can see that the market is now bearish in a very short term. So Tenkan Sen is here on 28,295. So in a very, very short term, that will be the target. And once it breaks, then Kijun Sen is going to be the next target if it continues to be bearish. So in the short term, it's bearish. So we can't really buy on the market from the price action basis. If you want to buy, then you have to wait for the reverse confirmation by Sakata Goho, which I usually do. So for example, on the week of the 6th of March, let me just zoom in. In the 6th of March, there was a pin bar where very small body and long wick on one side, and then it broke bullish. So you don't have to wait for the close of the candlestick in this case. Once you see the market broke that resistance, that could be one of the best timings to buy and still holding until now. Or when you see this pushback, doji and reverse, then you could buy also along the way up. When the market broke the Tenkan Sen or broke the resistance, then depends on your timing, you could buy and still keep holding the trade. So this time, so far, it has been retracing, and we never know how long it continues to retrace. But in some days or some weeks, you will see these kind of patterns. Then you buy at that timing. So now this is like catching a falling knife. So never buy in this case in terms of the candlesticks. So that's my analysis on BTC USD. Okay, so now let me cover news. So last week we had so many big news, and last week I was feeling a bit down, so I wasn't really active. I took some trades, but I wasn't really active on myself. But yeah, let's see. So this week, hold on, let me see. So here's a news website. I use the one from fx3.com and economic calendar. You can get the news website. And so this week, click apply. And Monday, the 7th, we have no big news. Tuesday, 8th, we have only one big news, which is harmonized index of consumer prices in Germany. But it may not really a high impact in my experience, but we have to watch anyways. But yeah, it won't. I don't think it will be big. And Wednesday, the 9th, we have no big news. There's only one or two in China, CPI, New Zealand, inflation expectations. So if you trade New Zealand or Chinese yuan, then you may have to watch. And Thursday, the August 10th, we have CPI in the US and CPI ex-food energy in the US. Especially ex-food energy CPI is very important. Yeah, so that's also something we have to remember. So Thursday, watch out on CPI ex-food energy in the US. Okay, because this is important because CPI, ex-food energy, food and energy are two categories that has high volatility and high high chances of changing the direction and the numbers. So CPI X food and energy means that that's a pure CPI, and that's why this CPI X for energy is more forecast usually. So watch out on this one on Thursday. And Friday we have gross domestic product in UK, and also producer price index X food energy and Michigan sentiment index in the US. So I think the most important will be on Thursday, CPI in the US. Okay, so that covered the whole topics for today. And it's almost 1 hour now. Time really flies. So let me check a few comments until I finish the live today. Okay, again, thank you very much for joining everyone. As always, I can see so many comments. So let's see. Okay, Oli says, what is the psychology behind Forex news? Simply, I don't trade by the news, so my psychology is away from the news and come back after the news. So that's really simple. Yeah, once I'm in a trade, then I make sure to set break even, then watch news so that I don't lose at the news. Okay. Okay, let's see. Can you explain more about MA20 and 75? Which time frame? Oh, I don't use MA anymore. I used to. Maybe you watch one of my old videos where I was using 20 and 75 and 200 EMAs, but now I don't use. Okay. Semaral says, we need Ichimoku swing trading. I'd like to invest long-term trades. Please inform us about long-term strategies. Or simply, whenever you use strategies, never change the strategies. But how you can make it as a swing trading is simply to apply higher time frames. With the same strategy, with higher time frames, that will become a swing trading. And I think that's the safest way to trade. So if you are using daily time frame, then start to take the weekly or monthly time frames to follow. Yeah, when I backtested on the index or stock markets with my strategy, I was using weekly or the monthly time frames and follow swing trades with the same strategy and same risk management. Okay, would you please help me find out proper support and resistance? I think I have the video about the support and the resistance. So, well, I have so many videos on my YouTube, so it may be difficult to find. Yeah, I think one of the videos could be this one. Let me post it here on the chat. Okay, this can be a good video for you to watch, Miss MD Ruman Ali. I just posted on the chat. But I also do teachings on support resistance and exactly how to do in KTS Academy. So if you're interested to learn more, always welcome. Okay, could you go over DXY please? Okay, let me see. DXY dollar index. Let me check. Okay, so let me check weekly time frame on this one. So let me just do one screen. Okay, so dollar index has been bearish. I think I did analysis a couple weeks ago or a month ago, but I think I draw this descending trend line, and the market has been resisted, and the price is below Kijun Sen, so it's bearish. Chikou span is about to take off from the candles, so it may be bearish from here. Yeah, so DXY seems to be bearish to me. Okay, so let me check few more comments. Jitendra says, when you say it breaks Tenkan-sen in the weekly, does it mean just break or close below Tenkan-sen in that week? Oh, what I mean by the breakout is close below the Tenkan-sen. Until you see the close, until you confirm the close, you never know whether it will be breakout or not. Yeah, because sometimes it seems to be breakout, but then the close price becomes, for example, below the trend line, and then as a result, you may see a candlestick like this, a very tiny body and a long wick. So if you, before you wait for the close, and if you thought that this is a breakout and you buy, then the market may keep going down. So wait for, sorry, let me adjust the comment. So wait for the close and then take the next actions. Okay, so I think I will be finishing the live for now. I have a new appointment soon, so I will finish the live. Okay, but yeah, thank you very much for joining everyone again, and I always glad to see everyone's comments. So yeah, so I will say that this week we may still see some active markets. In the month of August, usually the markets are quiet, but so far we have active markets in Forex. So let's continue to check markets every day, at least once per day. I recommend, so that you can catch up on what's happening among the markets. Then yeah, keep up your analysis until I see you next time. So I hope you have a great rest of the weekend and see you soon again. So stay gold, stay healthy. Thank you very much. またね. Bye for now.